Every afternoon, little Zian stayed alone in his small apartment. The rooms were quiet and empty because his parents worked late, leaving him in long, silent evenings. One calm afternoon, Zian finally gathered courage. With eager little hands, he stepped into the kitchen, ready to try cooking for the very first time in his young life. On the first day, Zian baked a cake. He stirred with hope, but the batter turned heavy and lumpy, leaving him frustrated yet oddly curious to try again. On the second day, Zian made soup. He stirred with care, but the water boiled too fast, vanishing and leaving behind a dry, burnt and disappointing pot. On the third day, Zian cooked sweet and sour sauce. He sliced bright red tomatoes with confidence, believing this attempt might finally bring him pride. When the sauce was done, he stirred eagerly, only to find raw tomato chunks stuck at the bottom of the pot, mocking his careful effort and patience. On the fourth day, Zian tried soup again with hope, yet the vegetables boiled too long, turning limp and mushy, crumbling apart inside his little pot. On the fifth day, he cracked eggs for an omelet. But no matter how carefully he stirred, the eggs refused to hold, breaking apart in the pan. On the sixth day, Zian mixed batter again. But tasting it, he coughed in shock it was spicy. Eyes watering, he rushed for water, embarrassed and upset. On the seventh day, he failed once more. Yet instead of giving up, Zian wrote down his ingredients, determined to learn, until success finally came. On the eighth day, he made cream soup. The taste was awful, yet hunger gnawed inside him. With a sigh, he ate it anyway, nearly in tears. That night, Zian sat by his window, weak and sad. Every dish had failed, too salty, too bland, yet his heart still dreamed of someday succeeding. Looking outside, Zian noticed an old woman across the building. She clutched a worn book, flipping its pages as if searching for something dear. Suddenly, loose paper slipped from her book, carried away by the evening breeze, fluttering out of her window into the fading golden light. One delicate paper drifted into Zian's room. He picked it up in wonder. It was the very recipe the old woman had been searching for. Inspired, Zian chose to bake the cake from the recipe. His small hands trembled, moving with renewed courage and fragile yet real determination. Carefully, he measured each ingredient, mixing step by step. For once, Zian followed every instruction exactly, his heart racing with hope. At last, the cake turned golden and perfect. Breathless, Zian stared in awe, pride swelling in his chest as hope finally blossomed inside him. Nervously, he carried the warm cake through the empty hallway. His footsteps echoed as he approached the old woman's door with courage. The woman opened and gasped in wonder, tears filling her eyes. The lost recipe had returned baked beautifully by Zian, filling her heart with gratitude. The next morning, Zian found a package at his door. Inside were recipes and fresh ingredients, a gift that filled his young heart with joy.